Hey guys, what's up? Spectre here, and I managed to snag an early copy of Rage 2, and I have quite a few first impressions for you, and some other information that could inform your purchase, so let's jump in. Late last week, I posted the first 10 minutes of gameplay, but ZeniMax wasn't very happy about it and had it taken down. I can't really blame them. But in the opening mission, we get some very important story tidbits as opposed to the sort of vague details that we got leading up to release. Apparently, the Authority is still at full power, and they've been waiting for a chance to return. They're highly mutated soldiers who believe themselves to be a superior form of life, perfected by the events that created the Wasteland. After a devastating attack on your outpost, the few operatives in the Wasteland need to come together and restart Project Dagger, an operation meant to dismantle the Authority, and it will be your job to bring those people back together. Now, in terms of setting expectations for storytelling, prepare for this game to be very Doom-esque. There's a lot of over-the-top action and a lot of goofs. Don't expect a serious and brooding story, despite there being a handful of serious characters. This is a ridiculous action movie of a game, and as long as you expect that, you'll be quite happy. The opening sequence has big set pieces that set the tone for the hectic gunfights that you'll be dropped into, and the game from its outset is quite pretty. My chief complaint is texture popping. It doesn't take too long for textures to load, but in some graphically demanding cutscenes, it's noticeable for a second, and it happens a few times. You might even encounter it during gameplay. Speaking of gameplay, the moment-to-moment action is incredibly fun. In the vein of Wolfenstein and Doom, it just feels really good to bum-rush groups of enemies and leave a sea of carnage in your wake. I had to adjust the base sensitivity, but once I tuned it to my liking, gunplay felt amazingly satisfying. I'd also recommend shutting off motion blur. As you shoot your way across the wastes, almost everything you do will progress your character in some way, shape, or form. Taking out bandit fuel depots will yield loot in the form of crystals used to level your abilities, and tons of cash and items for resale. Raiding bases will yield their own rewards and progress towards the project system. With projects, each member of Project Dagger will assign you different tasks, with clearly laid out rewards every step of the way, allowing you to set your own goals in terms of progression, something I love. Even just exploring the vast and completely open world is fun and seamless. There's no loading screens between zones, making it one continuous map, unlike its predecessor. The moment exploration really clicked for me was after taking out an Authority turret in a small town full of warehouses, and being kind of disappointed for a moment, thinking that the buildings just seemed to be there for aesthetics and that they couldn't be explored. Until I happened upon a few of them with open doors and started scavenging supplies inside, only to hear the roar of engines outside. I was instantly nervous and didn't know what to expect next. It's moments like this that doesn't just make the world feel alive, but like it's out to get you. Speaking of those cars, however, they bring up a complaint of mine. The driving in this game could be improved. Physics between different vehicles seems inconsistent, which has a good and a bad side, with the good being that you might find a particular vehicle that handles well and that you prefer over others. Another positive note is the variety of vehicles. Land and air vehicles, even motorcycles, monster trucks, variety is just definitely not lacking in that regard. To sum up my first impressions after 10 hours with the game, definitely pick this one up if you're looking for a wild and crazy good time, with equal emphasis on wild and crazy. 1 minute you're putting the butt of your gun through a bandit's skull, and the other, you're watching a man in assless chaps wrestle another guy while a few others watch in the background while profusely vomiting. The gunplay gets more satisfying with every weapon and ability unlock, and the world genuinely feels vast and the hubs are beautiful. It's checking all the boxes of a fun action title. Have any other questions? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for a full review and coverage of games like Cyberpunk 2077 and Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.